Hold on now, let's see. Oh, dear Lord. So I had just taught a set of people how to make rose, and I thought that I would have, it was an afterthought. Anyways, next time I will share the link to you guys before I go live so that you also can benefit if you're online. So I just taught them how to make a rose, with your fabric. So this is what we used. So I'm just doing this while waiting for you people, and our tutorial says we start by 3 p.m. and this is just 3 minutes the time. So while I'm waiting for you guys, let me be clearing this up. You all pray for me, okay? To give me the strength to carry on this passion of mine so that it can pay off at the end of the day. You get what I'm saying? Okay, so let me prepare for you guys. We stopped at cutting on fabric yesterday. We stopped at measurement yesterday, and today we are proceeding with the cutting of the fabric. After taking the measurement, the next step is the cutting of the fabric. Oops. So I'll just go ahead and continue with this tutorial with you guys. So remember that yesterday I said, let me give us a brief run through. I said you're going to turn your fabric inside out. I also said that is done because in order to avoid stains, chalk or any form of stains. And I also said that when you're turning your fabric inside out, and when you're turning your fabric for cutting, you need to leave this allowance, 2 inches allowance, which is called zip allowance. You need to leave this. And if you have a fabric that is not straight enough, it's important that you use your tape rule and mark out the 2 inches zip allowance all the way to the end. If you watch this, here is wider, so that is why it's important for you to use your tape and mark it out, so that when you're done you can just use the chalk to mark it out. Anyway, we'll get to that. And I also said that you need to make sure that you add your 2 inches seam allowance to the actual measurement, okay? To the actual measurements while before folding. And our measurement yesterday was 6.7, I guess. And I said if you add 2 inches, it will give you 8.7. I have exactly 8.7 here, but I just have to go shift it up a bit so that I can have a little space for armhole, okay? I have a little space for armhole. So now we are beginning the class proper. It's 3 p.m. Okay, so I have this. Leaving the 2 inches seam allowance. So as a professional, we are inclined to know what 2 inches look like, 1 inch look like. So we can usually use our discretion to figure out distance as professionals. So, but then keep your tape handy, you never can tell. So this is 2 inches allowance. Now I need to check out the 6.7 plus 2 inches, and I have 8.7 here, plus extra space for the armhole. Okay, now we're done with the folding. Let's begin with measuring on the fabric before we cut. Now I'm going to get my measurement book. Using the measurements that we had yesterday, we would begin with the full length. First of all, I need to cut out where I need for measurements. I don't want to start here. I want to start here because there's a longer fabric on this end. I'm trying to manage the fabric. So this starts from here. So I'm just going to mark it out I'm just going to mark this out. My chalk broke yesterday. I'm so sad. I don't like it when my chalks fall and break. So I'm going to cut out this part that I don't need, so that we can begin our work proper. Then from here that I marked out, I'm going to mark out the full length, the top length, 28. So this is 28. This is 28. Now, since 28, this is 28, you're going to add extra 2 inches for hemming allowance. Hemming, to hem, but the down parts are more for joining this shoulder. So you need 2 extra inches. You have 30 inches. So I have 30 inches here. This fabric stops at 31. Why don't I just move on that side? Just move it down. I move it down, and I have 30 inches here. So I come back here and mark out the top of the fabric, right? Mark it out. Let's see. Anyway, let's go ahead and move this. Okay. Okay, so we have 2 inches for those that are just joining. Okay, let me run you through very quickly. I started by running through earlier. You can go back and watch. So this is the zip allowance. This here is zip allowance. Okay, and I've taken my top full length, which is 28. Now I'm going to cut out what I don't need, but before I do that, let's take out the 2 inches allowance, because we have some extras here that are wider than the 2 inches. Yeah, so you go ahead, take them out. Take it from here. You know why you need a ruler? It's to avoid ticking. Yeah, so now that you've ticked the beginning and here, you pick your ruler. You pick your ruler. You can come here and tick so that you can join. You can come to the middle and tick. Okay, now you join them together. Now I've marked out my zip allowance, where the zip will be at the back, right? It's called zip allowance. Now I measured out the length of my top, okay, because I want to cut out what I need, the fabric that I need. So I will go ahead and cut this out. Then I come here and cut this out. If you notice, I didn't start on the exact line because I'm trying to be on the safe side. But it happens that... Anyways, so now this was what was cut out of the zip allowance that was excess. And this is the remaining fabric that I don't need. Now we have this. This is what we're going to be working with, okay? We're going to be working with this. So ensure that when you've even done this, iron it, press it down. Press it. So should I do that to show you? Anyways, let's do that. I'm not going to pan the camera. You already know that my if you don't know, go back to part 1. You already know that I have an ironing board over there with iron. Okay, so I'll pick this up and go and iron it. But before then, let me plug it so that it can heat up and I don't get to stay away for too long. Okay, so but while that is heating up, let's quickly for want of time, I want to be here for 30 minutes. I need to catch up with a meeting. Okay, so now we are beginning with the actual measurement. I'm gonna get this book where I wrote down the measurements. Can you see? Anyway, you don't need to see the book properly, because you already saw that yesterday. Now, I've taken the full length, right? What's the next thing I should take? Half length. I'll pick my tape rule. My half length says 14. I'll come and mark 14.5. Why am I adding 0.5? Because half inch will go into the shoulder. Okay, so just add 0.5 to it. That's how I do mine. Because it will go into the shoulder. The half inch will be reduced in the shoulder. So you mark out your 14.5 here. Take it to the other end too. Join. The iron should be heated up now. So let me go and iron it so that it can be flat and stop shifting, because this fabric is soft. So all these edges will stop shifting. Give me a sec. Okay, so I'm done with this. Please, a moment. Okay, I'm back. I'm so sorry. I had a guest. Okay, let's run this very quickly. So already you've seen that I've marked out my 14.5 for the waist. You know the actual waist, half length is 14. I added 0.5 because, like I said, it's going to be by the shoulder. So that's it. This is half length marked out already. Now we're going to mark out the bust. Usually from your shoulder to the bust, the shoulder to the bust is 12. So you're going to mark out like under bust. We can use 14, okay? Okay, so we are using my son's measurement. Remember, we are using my son's measurement. This is not an adult measurement, neither is it mine, because 14 is my, like, the half length is like my close to under bust or just slightly below the under bust. Anyway, so to get the bust line, right, you first of all get the armhole. Armhole is the standard measurement for armhole is 9 inches, right? 9 inches from shoulder to, So, but before then, please pay attention. You get your shoulder. You remember I said we're going to be getting the shoulder, right? Here to here. My son's shoulder is 13, but I told you that the standard measurement for adults is usually 14. adults can use 14, 15 for normal top. Not like this one I'm wearing on. This like a top t-shirt kind of. I explained that to you yesterday. Let's not go back. So the shoulder, according to the measurement I have here, is 14. So you divide your shoulder into 2. Dividing your shoulder into 2 will give you 7, obviously, right? So you pick your tape, measure from here. You know this folding that is close to the zip allowance, the zip line. This folding here that is close to the zip line is where you'll be taking all your measurement from. The bust to the waist to the hips. So this is where you take all your measurement from. So you pick your tape at the top of it, at the top of the fabric is where your shoulder is, because obviously the shoulder is the top of your outfit. So you mark out 7. 7 is your shoulder. You can add ½ inch because you're going to be adding sleeve and it's going to reduce, right? But if you're doing a short sleeve, a sleeveless, you don't need to add ½ inch. So add ½ inch to this 7, so that if you're adding your sleeve, it will reduce and you get back your 7 inches, your 14 by the time you spread out your outfit. So we have this, right? 7.5, okay? Now, from that 7.5 that you marked out from this end, you take your tape from here down. What did I tell you about standard measurement for armhole? 9 inch for an adult. 9 inch, please. 9 inches. Oh my God. 9 inches. You mark it out. Take it to this other end. Mark out 9 inches. Some people use 7 now, but please, 9 inches is okay for me. Especially if you're making clothes that will have sleeve, long sleeve, that will have sleeve. So just for easy passage. So 9 inches is the standard for getting the armhole. So see that I've marked out from here to here 9 inches, just for me to get my armhole, right? Now I'll take like 1 inch down. I'll take like 1 inch down. You mark from end to end. Pick your ruler again and mark. As a beginner, you need this ruler. Perhaps when you become a professional, you may not need it so much. But as a beginner, you need it. So this is this line here that is slightly below, under the armhole line, is where I'm going to get my bust from. It's going to be my bust line from just 1 inch below the armhole. Now, I guess that is all we need for now. We have, okay, now, remember that we took our half length from shoulder down here, 14 inches, 14.5. On that line, we'll now be taking our waist measurement. The waist here is 24. Remember, you're going to divide your waist into 4. Remember I mentioned something like that yesterday. You're going to divide your waist into 4. 24 here, and I already shown you how to do that with your measuring tape. 24 here. Obviously, 24 divided by 2 will give you 12. When you divide it by another 2, it will give you 6. So I have 6 here, right? So from this end again, from this end, you pick your tape, mark out 6. There's something called dart allowance. You know that, right? If you don't know it, you will get to know what is that. But just know that there's something called dart allowance. Dart allowance is usually 1 inch standard. You pick your chalk, mark out extra 1 inch in front of that 6. You know your waist is giving you 6, but if you add 1 inch, it will give you 7. Now you still add seam allowance. They call it sewing allowance. You still add seam allowance, which is 2 inches we are using, but I advise that, I encourage that you use 2 inches as a beginner. So that when you make mistake, if it's too tight, you can go back and loose and make necessary adjustments, right? So that 7 plus 2 inches seam allowance will give you 9. You come here and tick your 9. We have gotten our waist. You're marking your waist on the half length line. We've gotten our waist. Now we'll come to the bust. Remember, the bust is slightly under the armhole. You come here, like I said, take your measurement. What does our bust say? Our bust says 27. What did we even get that yesterday? I think we did bust yesterday. It gave us, divide by 7, it gave us 6.7, thereabouts. So 6.7 plus 2 inches seam allowance, 6.7 here. We add extra 2. If you're going to be confused, you can come back, use your tape. We add extra 2 here. You don't need data allowance. What we are doing now, we don't need the data allowance for the tutorial I'm teaching you. You don't need the data allowance. What did I say? You don't need the data allowance. Thank you. Now, please remember that it's a boy's measurement I took, so you may not really see this curvy shape. When you are doing your own, apply it to yours, okay? You get the curvy shape. His own may literally just appear like a polo. I may end up giving it to my daughter. Anyways, let's go back. We have gotten the bust, we've gotten the waist. Now the armhole. To get the armhole, like I said, is 9 inches, right? I've already marked out this, the 9 inch on this top here. I'll come back to this down line. And then mark that 7 shoulder. Plus that half I told you. Oh, mark 7. I carry my tape. Join the 2 lines together. Now you need to look closely on how to drop armhole. You can either use this like I said, I'm a fan of freehand, but I have to teach you people with the use of curve, right? So just use this curve, take it in. You have your armhole, okay? If it's a freehand that you want, just come like this. Notice that I went in a bit so that when you are sewing, you will not have some kind puff here. Everything will just be fitted and sitting well. So you just take it in a bit. You see, just make sure you curve it from here to here. You're watching it live. Keep replaying until you get it. Then you come. Then it's time to now start joining all those marks, right? You come. Remember I told you I needed little space by the bust side, around the armhole, sorry, so that for easy passage. So I'm not going to join it directly to the bust line. I'm going to leave small space, okay? I'm going to leave small space. Now I will join it to the waist. So this is the end of the fabric, right? So let's put it here. This is a very long top. Usually tops are 24 inches standard. Anything be longer than that is already long top. Tops, women top, when you have maybe like sewing skirt and blouse, all those native skirt and blouse, 24 standard. You can go 22, you can go 21, you can go 24, depending. So So you see I've joined the lines together. I didn't make it straight, remember. I didn't make this line straight. I did it like this. If it was his own that I'm sewing, I'll take it straight so it look like straight like what I'm wearing. This top is a straight cut. What I'm wearing is a straight cut, right? So, but this is not straight. It has kind of the waist is kind of accentuated, like, you know, highlighted. So we'll come back to this place. Now I want to do a neckline. Okay, we didn't take neck depth yesterday. Neck depth, neck width. Pardon me for that. While taking the measurement, I now remember that we didn't take the neck depth. Anyways, do I need to call him? Let me call him. Chimde! Chimde! I'm in your room. Hurry. Anyways, before he comes, come. Hurry, please. So to get neck depth, this thing you're seeing here like this, from shoulder to here is neck depth. Here to here is neck depth. Here to here is called neck width. This design you're seeing is neckline. It's called neckline. It's a type of neckline. So there are different kinds of neckline. Maybe in our next tutorial, or I'll just post it in our community, you see. So this design you're seeing is called neckline. From here to here, neck depth. From here to here, neck width. So let's use what he has here. So you come, measure the neck width. I have 6.7. Let's make it 6.5. Then the neck depth they have here is 5. Neck depth, can go. Neck depth and neck width. Where is my pen? Is this yours? Is this yours? Neck depth, please close the door. Can go. I don't have time, please. You didn't even do that. Imagine. So the neck depth and neck width, okay, is right here. They call it deep neck here, wide neck, but I call it neck depth and neck width. I went to a fashion school, a prestigious one at that, so that is what we call it, neck depth, neck width. But they wrote here neck, deep neck and wide neck. So let's use neck depth. Let's use 5. Come from this top here, measure the depth 5. You're going to use 4.5. You're reducing it because by the time you fold to go down, do you understand? So let's use 4.5. So when you fold it to come down, you come back to 5, except you are attaching a band, just like what we have there. Okay? So I have 4.5 here because I have the intention of hemming it with a pipe. Then from here, that says neck width. The neck width is, what did we get again? 5? Was it 6? Oops. Let's do 5. Oh, I forgot. Okay, let's do 4.5. So, okay, we'll do 4.5 because like there is a band there, okay, that made it cover, that is making it cover. Because if I do what they have there, which is 6, I guess, to make the neck wider, since I'm not adding band, let me do 4. Okay, in fact, I'll do 4 because I may end up making this for my daughter. I'll do 4 so it will not be too wide. Now You join this and this mark here, this neckline that you're trying to create, this and this. If you know the basic of this, you can create any neckline. You can create zigzag neckline. You can create any kind of neckline. So that is why basics are important, right? We're going for a round neck. You can do V-neck. You can do any neck, sweetheart, all of them like that. I'll post on this thing for you. I think I've once done that, but for the sake of those that are just joining, I will repost. So you join this neck depth and neck width together. Again, anyway, I don't know if you guys were watching, my battery went off. So this is how I drew my round neck. By the time I cut it out, are you seeing this mark here? By the time I cut it out, it will give you a round neck, like what I'm wearing, but not as high as this, so obviously. Okay, so it all depends on what you want actually. It depends on how deep you want your neck is to be, or how wide you want your neck to be. Remember, we have different types of neckline. We have Keno neck. So when you know these basics, you can create any neckline you want. Okay, so again, the last thing you need to know, this one I'm telling you now is advanced level. It's not every because even in my fashion school, we're not taught this in our basics. In fact, I learned this on my own. Not every fashion teacher wants to give you their secrets. I learned this on my own, but it's being used. It's not new to most tailors. It's not new to all those reputable and popular fashion designers that you may have come across. It's not new to them. So for the shoulder, if you leave it like this, when you wear your clothes, you'll be seeing something like this. Especially if it's if you sew sleeveless, it's not, our shoulder is not like this. It's slanting like. Our shoulder is like this, bent like this. We don't have a straight shoulder. Okay, that's why you see most suits have shoulder pads to make it look like you're like this. So to avoid that, you see how this one is sitting and sleeping properly on the neck. You come, pick your ruler, mark out 1/2 inch on the armhole line. Pick your ruler, place it at the top of the neckline line and slant it. Are you seeing what I'm doing? You slant it. So you have the slant shoulder here. We are done now. We are done. So just in time. We are doing cutting today. Tomorrow is Saturday. I don't like to work on Saturday. I like to rest on Saturdays. So I think we'll start on Monday. So Monday we'll go ahead and sew. I forgot I have this schedule today. We would have done this today actually. So please pardon me. We'll go ahead and cut. The next one will be part 3. Okay, sewing of the top. Now we'll cut all the lines that you have marked, all the curves that you marked out, except these middle ones. Don't touch these middle ones. So these middle ones were done for you to know where you're going to, your measurements will take place. Okay, so we'll go ahead and cut. I'm starting from here. There's something you need to know before I cut. See this thing I'm cutting, the top, this top I'm cutting. The way it's like this, it's going to have sharp end like this. you end up seeing something like this. Eh? It will not come out nice. So what do? You curve it to join the end. So you would think that maybe when you cut it, that here will not be shorter than here. No. By the time you wear it, everything will sit equally. Do you understand? So ensure that it doesn't go like this, just like that. Curve it at that end. Otherwise, you just have sharp ends that are pointing longer than the middle side there. Right? Okay. So let's go ahead and curve. I'm enjoying this streaming. I'm enjoying this streaming. You people should talk about this channel so that at the end I'll be rewarded. I don't want my reward to be in heaven. No, I want my reward to be here. Let my reward be here. The reward of this one, not the moral reward. The reward of this one that we are seeing. So I want to cut here now. Now, the neckline. If you go and cut all these things, it will affect the back. Remember, most clothes, the front design is usually different from the back design. So in this type of, and most times for tops, it depends anyways, but in most cases, you see, their upper distance is higher than the front side, right? So I am not going to cut this the same with the back, because this is back. Where you have this zip allowance is the back, is where the back will be. So what do? If this is 5 inches, how many inches did we take here? This is 4.5. Let's do 2 inches for back. So you come, mark out 2 inches. Mark out 2 inches. Now, you have this here. You take it out with the first one. You curve it. Like I said, I'm a freehand person. You curve it. Did you see it? You curve it. So you go ahead and cut. You cut the... Anyway, you can cut the front one first. Raise it up. Anyone you want. Just don't make the mistake of cutting all of them together. You can start by notching the tip so that they can start the same space, right? Now you come and cut out the back. Are you seeing that? Now I want to cut the front. Are you seeing this? Okay. You can just take this in so that you don't make mistake. Since you've ironed it out, everything would rest well, will sleep well. Now, you see why it's important to turn your fabric to the back, because see all these lines and all these chalk lines. I'm done cutting, so look at what we have. Look at what we have. So you see, this can pass as a gown for my daughter. Do you understand? She's 7. Is she 7? Old age. She's 7. This can pass as a gown for her. Before you know it now, do ruffles down back there. And then that's the dress. So remember he was wearing a long top, a long t-shirt yesterday. And that was why the measurement had to go all the way like that. So we are going to be ending here today. Thank you so much. I need to run along. I'm already 30 minutes, 7 minutes behind. Bye-bye. Let me quickly take a picture for the thumbnail. Okay, see you. Bye. Cheers. Anyways. How do I end this? Okay.